Hey everybody, it's CJ. I know y'all haven't heard from me in a while. There's just been so much going on. And there's been a lot on my heart lately. And I thought, I think I need to do this. I think I need to share this with you guys. And I hope that you'll share it with others because I think it's an important message and it's just something that's been laid on my heart. You are occasionally going to see me look down at notes. That's because this is so important. I don't want to forget anything. So I just took a few notes to keep me on track. But what I want to talk about is words. You see in the title, words have power. There is absolutely no mistaking it. But I think before you can understand that, you need to know what a word is. Is a word or are words? So I looked it up. In the dictionary, the definition of a word, it's a single, distinct, meaningful element of speech or writing. Meaningful and distinct. That's what a word is. That's what words are. We put them together and we make meaningful sentences that mean something. So you think about it. How do they have power? Well, take for example a child. You have a child was raised in a home where they were constantly berated, where they were told they were stupid, they were ugly, you'll never amount to anything, you're an idiot. If you have a child that's raised in that kind of home, eventually that child believes you. That child grows up to have all kinds of developmental problems. They can grow up to end up hanging out with the wrong crowd because they're looking for love that you're not giving them. They can end up getting themselves into trouble. Oftentimes they'll end up in abusive relationships. It can be bad because you've told them the whole time they were growing up that they're stupid and they're dumb and they can't do anything. So they believed you. So they just go find what they can find. Take their happiness where they can get it. I've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times. But you take that same child, raise that child in a home full of love and encouragement, where that child is told, you're so smart, you're so beautiful, so handsome, look at you go, you did so good. So what if you didn't win first? You gave it your all and you did really great. I'm proud of you. You can do anything you want. Those children grow up full of self-confidence and self-esteem. They grow up to tackle the world. They take on anything that's put in their path. If they don't necessarily do it as well as they wanted to, they just brush it off and keep going. I'll do better. I can do better. Those children are often successful. They're very happy in their lives and they go on to raise happy, successful children because it's what they were taught. It's what they teach their children. See, words have power. The same child in two different environments, but the words that were spoken to him made the difference. So you think about it, the 20th anniversary of 9/11's come up. It's coming up in a few days. What were the words that came to mind when you think of 9/11? Of course, in the beginning, it was things like tragedy, atrocity, fear, anger. Those were all those first reactions. That's what was going on during 9/11. But then it changed. You see, this country banded together. This country stood up and we said, hell no. We fought side by side. We went in search of those who were in the rubble. We lifted them up. We provided for those that were injured. We mourned with those that were lost. We sent our young soldiers, our family members, our moms and dads and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles. We sent them over there and we fought back. Because no. So then what do those words change to when you look at all that? Hope. Courage. Gosh, there's so many heroes. Love. Kindness. Unity. We stood up. We stood up against an outside enemy and proved that we are strong. It's another great word, strong. That we as a country are strong. You will not come over here and break us. That's what happened at 9/11. And those are the words that come into mind. They overshadow all that negative crap. Because what people remember about 9/11 is the Marines who were guarding the children out of the nursery. They remember the police officers running into buildings that were burning and collapsing to bring people out. They remember doctors and nurses on the side of the road trying to treat people. They remember boats of every shape and size pulling up to the landing to get people off the island. They remember a plane full of people in Pennsylvania who sacrificed their lives for ours. That's what people remember. They remember all of that. Those words are powerful. So here we are 20 years later. And it saddens me because what's going on in this country. Think about it. You think about what's happening now. You know, you got the big C, the shots. Do you get it? Do you not? If you don't get it, you're selfish. If you do get it, you're crazy. You're being monitored by the government. You're being told what to do. So there's this great debate. There's Afghanistan. There are men and women left and stranded over there. Those that were left behind, we have those of our military, our sons and daughters who were killed needlessly. There's corruption. And if y'all don't think there's corruption in the government today, seriously, take a long look. It's everywhere. So here we're facing this crisis again. We're facing another crisis. Did we do like 9/11? Did the words that came afterward overshadow them? No. Sadly, the words today, they're not the same. There's no tolerance anymore. There's no nothing. We don't hear anything but hate, anger, blame, division. We have become a country divided, you guys. We hear people screaming about their rights and not caring about anybody else's. If you don't believe what I believe, then you're wrong. We have no tolerance for other people. We have no kind words to say. We're getting in fights in the mall because you believe something different than I do. We see children empty and lost. We see whole towns shutting down. People are out of work. People are tired. They're hungry. They're angry. There's no tolerance. Those words don't overshadow the bad. They add to it. They make it even worse. And it keeps growing. But I'm telling you guys, and this is my point, what's been on my heart so heavy, is I'm telling you, if we, as a country, don't learn to band together, if we don't learn to love our fellow man and to find solutions rather than blame, if we don't come together and say enough is enough, we are going to remain divided, and that gap is going to get worse. And here was one thing that history has taught us over and over again. A house divided cannot stand. We are dividing our house because we've forgotten what it's like to care about our fellow man. We've forgotten what it's like to be nice to those around us. We've forgotten that it's okay for you to think for yourself and have your own opinions. You don't have to agree with me, but it's okay for you to have those opinions. We've forgotten all of that. We've become this nation of angry people. And where's it getting us? Where's it getting us? I mean, think about it. 20 years from now. So we're 20 years from 9/11. So 20 years from now. What do you want people to say when they look at this country? Seriously. You want the world to see a strong, united country that stood together, that fought it all, that came back, that was stronger? Or do you want them to see an empty country that fell apart because of intolerance, because of hatefulness, because of fear, because of anger? A country that was once the strongest in the world now lays in ruins because we couldn't put our own thoughts aside. We couldn't put our own needs aside and think of somebody else. We couldn't stop the anger. Those words have power, you guys. There is so much power. And if all you spit out of your mouth is negative, if all you say are words of anger, words of hate, words of resentment, words of entitlement, if the only thing any of us ever say is negative, eventually we're all going to start to believe it. And it's going to tear this country apart. So you see, words really do have power. So you think about that. Think before you speak. Think before you address somebody. Even if you're mad, take 2 seconds to think before you say something. Are your words going to uplift somebody? Are they going to try to make a positive change, or are they going to knock somebody down? Are you going to be the bully that tears people's dreams apart, or that tells somebody they're ugly? Are you going to be that person, or are you going to be the one that lifts them up? Hey, I understand you feel that way. I disagree with you, but I understand, and I'll do my best to respect your views. Are you going to lift people up or knock them down? Because that's what words do. Words have that much power, you guys. So now the time has come. And it's up to all of us to decide. It's all of us to decide what those words are going to be. Thanks, guys.